Hello students, welcome for today's e-learning session of our institute, Standard 8, and the subject of the day is English. My dear students, today we are going to start the 6th poem of our honeydew textbook, The Duck and the Kangaroo. So here it is the story about two friends who were planning for going for a trip, but Kangaroo is happy as well as on the contrary, there is a question in his mind. What about the wet feet of the duck? He is though happy to carry the duck on the tip of his tail, but how will he be able to manage her wet feet, which may make him feel cold? So, what solution does the duck suggest to make kangaroo feel comfortable over the land as well as the sea? So, let us read the poem and get the answer for this question. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hope like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. "Please give me a ride on your back," said the duck to the kangaroo. "I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack." So here the kangaroo is appreciating here the duck is appreciating the kangaroo about how it is hopping over the fields as well as in the water also. So it what does it says that it is how graciously hopping, and whether it is the land or the water, there is no effect on in its hopping, and it is hopping like it would never stop, and it is comparing the kangaroo's life with her own life. What does she say? That her life is too bore in this nasty pond. Nasty means a small pond, congested. And what does she wish? She wishes to hop like the kangaroo. Also, she requests the kangaroo to give her a ride on his back. Again, and what does she say? She says that she would sit quite still and say nothing, but she will quack the whole of the long day through, and we would go to the D and the jelly bolly. What does the D and the jelly bolly? So, these are the imaginary places with no reference to the world. The whole of the long day through, and we would go to the D and the jelly bolly, over the land and over the sea. "Please take me on a ride." "Oh, do," said the duck to the kangaroo. So, what again the duck is saying? See, the word has been used here, D and the jelly bolly, means what are these? These are just the imaginary places with no reference to the world. So the whole day long they have to roam in the imaginary places, over the land and over the sea. "Please take me on a ride." Again she is requesting the kangaroo. Now here the reply of kangaroo is there. Said the kangaroo to the duck, "This requires a little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection, which is, if you'll let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatis," said the kangaroo. Now, what does kangaroo replies to the duck? It says that he would be pleasant. He would be happy to take the duck to a ride, but he is having one objection, and he is asking for the permission if he could speak boldly. What does he mentions? He says that the feet of the duck is too wet, which is unpleasant, and also cold, which would rheumatis. Give the kangaroo rheumatis. Rheumatis means it is referred to the rheumatic diseases that will grow out cold. It means because of that it may cause any disease to kangaroo. Said the duck as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks which fit my web fit neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I will smoke, all to follow my all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. So here duck replies to kangaroo that as she was sitting on the rocks, she had thought over that completely. For bringing the solution to that problem, she has purchased 4 pairs of worsted socks. Now what do you mean by worsted socks? It means a woolen fabric with a hard textured surface and a nap, which fit its web neatly. And to keep out the cold, she has also bought a cloak. Cloak is the sleeveless outdoor overgarment that hangs loosely from the shoulder. It can be like a raincoat or a jacket. And every day a cigar I will smoke. So what duck is assuring him that she will keep herself warm so that kangaroo can fulfill her dream. Said the kangaroo, I am ready, all in the moonlight pale. But to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady and quiet at the end of my tail. So away they went with a and with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. But who so happy? Oh, who? As a duck and a kangaroo. So here, finally, kangaroo agreed to carry the duck, but it will carry it onto the tip of his tail. He says that he is ready, all in the moonlight pale, but he is asking him to balance him well and sit steady and quiet. Okay, so they went for the ride and they hopped, and they had taken the 3 rounds of the whole world, and they were so happy, and they have been compared, means no one in the world would be as happy as them. So students, this poem was given by Edward Lear. Let's narrate the poem again. Said the duck to the kangaroo, good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bow in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack. The whole of that long day through, and we would go to the D and the jelly boldly. Over the land and over the sea, please take me on a ride, oh dear, said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the kangaroo to the duck, this requires a little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection, which is if you will let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatiz, said the kangaroo. Said the duck as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, which fit my web fit neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I will smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. Said the kangaroo, I am ready, all in the moonlight pale. But to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady, and quite at the end of my tail. So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. And who so happy, oh, who, as the duck and the kangaroo. So here we have come towards the end of today's e-learning session. So I hope that you have understood the poem very well. Now go through the PDF file and complete your writing work. Thank you. Have a nice day.